Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video we're going to be talking about drugstore foundations, and I feel like I'm going to refresh this video. I've done it before in the past where I talk about my favorite drugstore foundations, and I thought I would mention them again because there's definitely more new ones that come out, and I want to show those a little love. So if you're looking for a great new foundation that is affordable, you have come to the right video. Now, if you're looking for more drugstore videos such as tutorials or on other products, even products that didn't work out for me from the drugstore, I have a playlist for that. So I will link that playlist down below, and you can just have a hoo-ha-wee fun time watching drugstore videos. I have that song stuck in my head, and if you listen to it, girl, it's over. That's a wrap because it's gonna be stuck in your head for the rest of the day. Woo! I'm about to be real with you. This lip color I have on right now is really drying and patchy, and it's kind of driving me crazy. You can't really tell on camera. But my lips hurt, kinda. So we'll get into that on another video. But anyways, if you haven't already, be sure and subscribe to my channel before you subscribe. And let's go ahead and jump right into the video. Alright, so I'm going to get started with the ones that I feel like I haven't talked about in my previous foundation videos, or even haven't talked about that much. One of them is the elixir. One of them is the CoverGirl Healthy Elixir Foundation. I tried this out and I like it a lot. It has a little bit of luminosity to it, which I'm okay with. I like this foundation a lot because it is a glowy foundation with a little bit of luminosity, but it's oil free, and a lot of times that doesn't go hand in hand, but in this case it does. So I don't find that my skin gets too greasy wearing this, but yet you get a natural glow. However, most of the time, if you have oily skin, you kind of have that natural glow from it within, if you know what I'm talking about. So you don't really need the glow that comes from this foundation. So I'm not necessarily suggesting this foundation for you if you have oily skin, but it's still a nice option because it is oil free. Also, it comes in 10 shades, which that's not a whopping number of shades. I wish there were a few more shades on it, but overall, I really like the foundation. I'm in shade Buff Beige, and I think there's one darker than this that I mix it with, like right now when I'm at, like, this is my tannest right now, I think. Well, I have a few vacations planned next month. Follow me on Snapchat or IG stories. You will know more about those, but so I might get a little bit more tan. And I 100% forgot to mention, this is more of a medium coverage foundation. You can build it up, but I'm not obsessed with the foundation built up. I just prefer to wear a medium coverage and roll with it and have that kind of day. Next up is, now I have talked about this a lot. I don't think I mentioned it in my last foundation favorites, so I thought I would mention it. This is the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. Honestly, this is one of the best drugstore foundations, and I believe it's between $5 and $6 depending on where you buy it. The only thing I don't like about it, I hate the smell of it. It kind of smells like paint, I believe. Yeah, it smells like if you just painted a room and you're about to put it on your face. So there's definitely something weird going on with that. I love the color that they have in it. I love the spatula on it. I love how it wears. It's definitely medium coverage. It's great for oily skin, great for dry skin. Kind of like that neutral in between foundation. I use Beige Cream, which is a medium tone color. This foundation comes in 20 shades, so you're more likely to find a great shade with this one versus the CoverGirl because there's a lot more options there, and it looks really beautiful in pictures. So I highly recommend this foundation for you, especially if you're on a budget. Even if you're not on a budget and you're tired of paying an arm and a leg, try it out, see what you think. It's definitely a bang for your buck. All right, another foundation that I haven't really talked about a lot. This one is by Revlon. This is their Photo Ready Instafix. Now, I like this foundation to use it in a couple ways. I'm in shade Golden Beige, by the way. I love using this to, after I've done my foundation, to kind of touch on areas that need a little extra coverage. Now, you definitely can build this one up on its own to a full coverage if you want it, or you can leave it as a medium coverage, but it does build up well. It has sunscreen in it. It does wear a little bit heavy. I'd be lying if I told you different. It's a little bit of a thicker formula, but you really get that full coverage, and I find that it's very long wearing, and it looks beautiful in pictures. I find that this one blends out really easy too. I know people get a little bit skeptical whenever it comes to stick foundations, like it being cakey or too thick. This one blends out really easy. It has pretty much a flat matte finish. It doesn't have a dewy finish at all. So if you're a matte girl that loves full coverage makeup, you might love the Revlon Insta Photo Ready Instafix foundation. That was a mouthful. Woo! All right, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this one. I don't know if it's considered drugstore. I consider it drugstore because the foundation's only $10. This is the LA Girl Pro Coverage HD foundation, and it is wonderful. It truly feels like a high-end foundation. I am in shade Nude Beige. I'm a very beigey girl, if you can't tell. I love that it has a pump. It doesn't have sunscreen in it, but it wears so pretty on the skin. It leaves your skin looking so freaking flawless. It has like medium to build up to full coverage, so you can get full coverage on this. You will have to build it up, as the case with most of these foundations. It has a slightly dewy finish, but not really. It more so just looks like your real skin versus like a flat matte finish, which I really love about this foundation. It's really long wearing, which I'm like, yes, God. They only have 6 shades in it, and actually it's sold now on the drugstore side of Ulta Beauty. I just looked it up to realize that, so I guess it is drugstore now. It doesn't have a lot of shades to choose from. That is one downside of it. But girl, if you can find your shade in it, go ahead and grab one. It is absolutely marvelous on the skin, and I highly recommend it to you guys. Next up, I have to mention a few that I have definitely mentioned before, but I still think they're great, tried and true foundations, and I want you guys to know about them if you didn't see my previous video. So the first one I definitely have to mention is the Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation by Milani. Now this one is supposed to be a concealer and a foundation, and I completely agree with that. I think it could truly go as a concealer and foundation. The only reason I don't wear it like that is because I truly like my concealer to be a little bit lighter than my foundation, not my face to be just one shade like. So that's why I don't, but it is a full coverage, long wearing foundation. It does not have sunscreen in it, so it won't protect your skin from the sun. I am in shade 05 Warm Beige, and actually I've had this one for a really long time, and I probably need to get a new one before it expires. It might already be expired, Lord Jesus. I will say with Milani, I find that they have really good yellow undertone foundation shades options. That makes sense. But this, you could truly compare it to like a really expensive high-end full coverage full beat foundation, and I like the Whip Light formula. It's not too liquidy. It has like this rich nice texture to the foundation, and it blends out so beautiful on the skin. You can get this at Walmart for around $9, and it has 13 different shades. Next up, I have to mention this foundation because it's just one of my all-time favorites, and I love it, and I haven't worn it in a minute, but now that it's out, I'm like, oh my god, okay, I need to wear you again. I probably again need to get a new bottle because this one is probably old and crusty. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless. I love this. If you have oily skin, this is your girl right here. I find that it helps just a touch with oil control, but it doesn't have really that luminosity in it. It kind of has a flat finish, so if you have oily skin, your natural glow will come within and it'll look pretty with the foundation. This is not like the world's most long wearing foundation, but it is somewhat long wearing. Like you can get through a work day, and it just looks really pretty on the skin. And it also is medium. I wouldn't say full coverage. I would say more medium coverage. If you put just a little bit on, you could definitely get a lighter coverage with this if you're not into a lot of foundation on your skin. But this, it's just the way it wears. It like takes my breath away. Okay. It's honestly so freaking pretty. And this one you can get for like $6. I am in shade 220 Natural Beige, and Maybelline just released new shades in this foundation. I think I'm a little darker as of right now, but normally 9 times out of 10 I'm shade 220 in this. There are a total of 40 shades in this foundation now. 40. So if you really struggle finding your foundation shade, trying out this foundation, honestly, because I think it looks pretty on dry or oily skin. I think it says for oily skin, but I swear I think it looks great on both. Try this foundation out. It's affordable. They have so many different shade options, and it looks beautiful on a combination, different skin types. All right, my next foundation that I love, and I'm sure you guys have heard about it, is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation. Now, if you have dry skin, this is nice, but I will warn you, like if you have actual dry skin with the dry patches on it, I find this might cling to your dry patches a little bit. But one thing that I really love about this foundation is that it does not settle into fine lines. It also has the beautiful luminosity glow. There's only 9 shades in it, so there's not a lot of color options for peeps out there. If you're able to find your shade, great. I am 207 Sand Beige. It's somewhat long wearing. I would say like 6 hours of full long wear, which is looking beautiful without touch up. I would say you will get out of this. It is sheer coverage if you want it to be, medium coverage if you want it to be, not necessarily full coverage. There was a hair on my leg. There it is. There it is. I'm like talking to you guys, and like the whole time trying to like pull this sticky hair off my leg. It's grossing me out. Anywho, it says up to 24-hour wear foundation. Girl, I don't agree with that, but I still think it's absolutely fabulous. It looks so pretty and natural on the skin. If you have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles, I got gnarly smile lines I'm dealing with here, and a lot of these foundations aren't bad with your smile lines, or else I won't be recommending them to you, because this is like my issue. If I'm like talking to someone, I'll be like, because the smile lines, girl, the creasing is real, okay? Overall, it's just an easy to wear foundation, an easy go-to foundation, great for work, everyday life. It looks beautiful on the skin. It's something you're not really gonna have to worry with. All right, guys, that is it. That is my foundations I recommend to you. I jibber-jabbered a lot in this video, lots of chit-chat, but it was time that I sat down and talked about affordable foundation options, because to be honest with you, the tweets come in hot about an affordable foundation that's great for this skin type or that skin type. I hope I helped break it down for you guys. I love you guys so much. Be sure and subscribe to my channel. Before you leave, give this video a thumbs up if it was helpful or any way. And don't forget to comment down below your favorite drugstore foundation, because I love to try out new products all the time, and I love to hear what you guys have to say. I love you. I hope you have an absolutely amazing day. Thank you for being here, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.